Hello, guys. We are back with another episode or video. This is so unofficial, so whatever we're doing right now, just bear with me. I just want to make sure that the real ones are here. I'm definitely going to start a podcast eventually, but I just want to see who's really moving for me. I want to know who is going to be boots to the ground with me, because if you guys are watching now, you're the early listeners, you guys are really going to see how the pizza's made, how the cookie builds, how the pizza dough rises, how the potatoes smash in your grandpa's feet. That is kind of what I'm trying to do right now. It's kind of build a really core audience, and then we're going to get bigger. Okay, I'm feeling a type of way right now because I just recorded this episode. I just did this, and then I saw that the recorder, which is this object, died, and it was flipped over because I didn't want to stare at the buttons. And it's, we're here again. This is round 2, and that's okay. We're happy to be here. I wish I had someone that I live with to be like, is this recording? Pretty positive. Anyway, this is ugly looking. I wish I could do something about this, but alas. Why am I annoyed right now? I'm a little annoyed because monkey, stop. My cat scratches on the rug like she pays the rent and mortgage and water bill. I don't understand. She has many scratching items. It's just I don't really. Okay, let's get back to it. One, I'm annoyed, okay? Because, like I said last week, I'm supposed to have the date on Wednesday, tomorrow. And he hasn't said where we were going, said where the res is, didn't even follow up. I'm disgusted. And this is the catch though, is that it's a mutual friend. So a part of me is wow, I can't go ape shit and scream at him and block him and put his name on this YouTube video because there's a mutual friend involved. But also you're giving me him. This is the soldier that you're putting into war. This dude, he's already flopping like a fish. And since I'm so transparent, because absolutely fuck it, the initial video that I made last week, I was gushing over how I was excited because he was responding so quickly, and I was excited. I'm sorry, I keep looking over to the recorder because I have PTSD. I was excited because he seemed urgent and was ready, answering me right away, trying to figure out a date. We were having good banter. I was okay, this is gonna be good. And then man's fell off the face of the earth. I didn't hear from him. Been a full week, not even a like of the message. Hey, I get if you're busy, you're away, your phone was stolen, you got mugged, congratulations. But if you're still trying to even have this in the pocket on the docket, like it up, show any sign of life. And the issue is that we have a mutual friend. So I kind of am just I don't want to, I don't want to write him off too quickly, but also hello? Anyway, a lot of theories are going through my mind, which is kind of what happens when you don't answer a beautiful woman in time, is that she will become, psychosis. We become fortune tellers. We're seeing the future. I'm gaining a sixth sense right now because I'm what could it be? Is it time to call the nursing homes? Did he have an early drop off? Or is it that he saw a video of mine and he's this girl is scary. She talks about dating. I'm not interested. Also, fucking wake up. Been doing this. I don't know what it is now. Now I'm scared. So now I'm just annoyed because I have a lot of things to do tomorrow, and it would really help me if I understood the plan. And I'm just I already carved out tomorrow, essentially. After a show, I decided not to take any other shows, but I could have, but I decided to choose my heart. I decided to choose love, and this is how it treats me. So that's how I'm feeling, which is kind of a harsh start to this episode, but I'm just ew. And then then I'm done. Whenever also annoying thing happens with dating, then you spend another hour plus sending it to your girlfriends, being like, what do you think? And not only is it what do you think, you'll give them options and you'll say, what do you think about this? And they'll say this. And then you'll say, okay, so if he doesn't answer before 12, what do I say? And if he answers after 3, what would I say? And then imagine in a world where he answers at 1:22 on the dot and there's a baby at my front door. Like, you'll be in all these like crazy, psychotic, what's the word? Wait, I'm scared. Hypothesis. Hypothetical. Okay. This is a start to the episode. You'll get in all these hypothetical, reasons and scenarios and timelines because you're trying to make sense of it all. And this man is just busted, broken, ugly, that's... Anyway, this is not going to be a dating episode per se. This is going to be a little catch up on my life. And I was going to give you guys a little background because I feel like we had some new viewers and some older ones. And I feel like you guys don't really know me and my body super well. So we're going to do that. I also just want to tell everyone that I cook now. I don't know if I cook. I have been cooking, baking. I just made healthy bread, which was 2 eggs, cottage cheese, a little Italian seasoning, blended up. Then you put it on parchment paper. Then it rises and becomes bread. So I just ate that with the wrap because I was like, I'm going to Pilates a lot and I'm not seeing it. Like, let's show me. I want to be Twig and Whistle. Sounds like a bar in New York. Yeah, I want to be like, where's the body? I'm not really seeing that. So I decided, I went to Trader Joe's the other day and I bought cottage cheese and Greek yogurt because I just know that people love those ingredients. And I was like, I'm going to be able to use them for something. Like, I'll figure out how. So I've been doing a lot of stuff. I ate 5 eggs in the past 2 days. Thinking about it now, I'm like, I think I'm done, but... so I'm running out, so we'll see. But the main sandwich, the bologna of the episode is that I wanted to share a little bit about me and my journey and my career and how we really got here because you guys are a part of it, of course. Firstly, I want to say, let's fucking go at the first video. I'm very proud of it. I was very rambly. I'm not like proud of my performance. That was like fine. But I'm really proud of the turnout. A lot of people came from Instagram and TikTok and the YouTube algorithm. Like, I'm excited to make YouTube like fall in love with me. Like, I'm really happy about the turnout and the feedback. People liked it. They said I'm funny. So I will live another day. But yeah, I'm excited about that. And I decided that for those of you that don't know me, or if you know me from TikTok or Instagram and you just know little blurps of me, I can give you more of like the background and we can really chat it out and kind of like give you some more information. It's kind of just like a basic info vibe. So I was born in August 15th, 1998. I don't know if you had to start that early, but I am from the Bronx. I was in the Bronx for 10 years and then I moved to Westchester and just kind of got like pretty white. I have a lot of stand up about that because it's just silly. And I love my friends in the Bronx. I'm still friends with honestly not so many, but like our moms are good friends. So like I have like 2 good friends from the Bronx that I still talk to. One of them I would say is one of my best friends, and the remainder of my good friend group and the contact list and group chat that is popping off, it'd be the high school friends. I was in Westchester for middle school and high school and stayed very close. It was a very small town and live la vida loca. Okay, we love that. So when I was starting out, a lot of people had the same question and they said, did you know you were going to be a comedian? How did you know you were funny? How did you get into stand-up? Blah, blah, blah. And okay, I love talking about me. Let's begin. I would say, did I know that I always wanted to be a comedian? I think the answer would be yes, honestly, because ever since I was very young, I would get a lot of comments from my mom's friends or just like older people saying like, oh my god, she's a little stand-up, like she's gonna be a stand-up comedian, little comedian. Like I kind of speak like this, like in while I'm on stage, and also like in jest. I do have like a very interesting vocab sometimes, and the vocabulary, I mean the delivery and the vocabulary is also kind of off the charts. But a lot of people were like, oh, that's pretty funny, and just the way and kind of how I moved about. I'm acting like making moves, boo. I was 6 with the juice box, but like I made it funny. So I would get a lot of comments IRL like that, and I kind of was like, oh shit, I'm funny. So I kind of like knew I was funny from quite a young age. Kill me, this sounds so narcissistic, and I am a Leo, so but I kind of knew that. I guess like all throughout school, I wasn't like getting A's. I was not studying. I wasn't really into that too much. That was like, okay, it's getting broke. But I was just like, I had a good personality, and I knew that people liked me because I was funny and I was personable, and I was like, I'm going to have a career. You know, you have to, your career is something that you're good at. So I was like, I'm good at this. Like it wasn't something that can be like, I got an A. Like it wasn't like put on paper. But it was more so like, oh, people think I'm funny. They laugh a lot. They say I still tell stories well. You know, I speak well, these things. So I was like, all right, whatever that equals, I would like to do something in those fields. So for a long time, I kind of was like, oh, I'm going to go into like marketing, advertising, you know, the easy, the basics, everyone's in it. So from my high school, I went to college. I went to the University of Delaware, go Blue Hens, and was very fun. I definitely don't think I was an early bloomer. I was definitely a late bloomer, like as in like looks wise and like maybe stepping into myself. I always had a very big personality, but I was not cute for a long time. And like you guys might be like, no way, you're fucking sexy. Thank you. But this is going to be a totally other episode because the lore goes so deep. You guys are going to be literally shocked. But I was really busted. I was quite chopped. And I do remember that I wasn't, I thought it was funny, but I wasn't able to maybe put myself on camera as much, or I wasn't as confident or assured. I wasn't self-assured enough to like think that I could do this, whatever. So in college, I think I was like coming into myself a little bit more. The biggest thing and kind of how my career even started was that my sophomore year, I got a message on LinkedIn from this company called Black Sheep newspaper or something. If you don't know what that is, it's like a media company. It was trying to be like a competition, like a rival with Barstool, was trying to be very similar, but of course, classic me getting the bootleg career. And I was like, oh my God, they basically like had newspapers, they had like a lot of like newsletters, and then I think they were moving to social media, which is why I was tapped. And you guys might be like, how the hell did you get that? We taught, and I didn't do, I had no experience at this time. I don't really know how I was chosen. I am curious. I still follow my old manager on Instagram, so maybe I'll ask him one day. But it was a random shot message on LinkedIn, and it was like, I was a communications major because that's what you pick when you don't know what you're doing. So I was like, I'm going to be a communications major. I had it on my LinkedIn, zero experience in social media whatsoever. And they messaged me and were like, hi, would you want to run the Black Sheep UD Instagram account? And that entailed basically becoming the social media manager of this account. And you make memes every day. It was like a comedy, it was a comedy content page. You can make memes. This was before reels even were a thing. Okay. I'm old. All right. I'm old school. Okay. I've been here. So I was like, oh, absolutely. Like I would love to do this. I ended up doing this from sophomore year to senior year. I was paid $50 a week my sophomore year. And then I don't know if they went broke, but they stopped paying me at some time. But I loved it so much. I was so good at it. Not even to toot my own horn, I was one of the best schools out of all of the accounts. I was really gung-ho about this. Each account, like Black Sheep was like the overarching umbrella, but then they had all these schools. Essentially, it was like you get this account, you're like a person in the school, the campus jokes and the favorite foods, and you make memes based on it, grow this page. spread the word of the brand essentially, and then sakabo, like you get $50 and you can put this on your resume, and all is well. So I was like, okay, this sounds so ideal, and I ended up doing it for like about a full 2 years. And honestly, that was like probably one of the best experiences that it was my first, and that like really got me like a stepping stone of my career, and like knowing what I was good at and what I can and can't do. So props to them. I don't know if I could say not a bad company at all, but like I never met I never met any of them. We were just like all on Zoom, and it was all students who just like kind of wanted to do this, and we would go through like a run through like every month of like best performing memes and stuff like that. And I will say the Delaware account ate down. Okay. I can't express this enough. I was extremely passionate about it. Like I was very consistent with it, and I had it growing and bustling. Like, nah, y'all should have hired me when I used to be working social media, because I was eating that up. So I remember that throughout the college years that I was doing this, one, I was like, I'm good at this. Two, I now have this experience to do this, and I want to do this. So I applied to a lot of internship positions. I worked at a spa. I worked at an education technology company. That's just a whole other story. But I did social media for them, but I did everything social media related. I was just good at making content. And the thing though is that the content was not of me at all. It was all memes or screenshots or funny videos that I found. It was like, oh, this would be funny, like when you're drunk and go to Chipotle at 2 p.m. after the darty. Like I understood the humor, and I understood like the community and like what people liked and the relatability, and that I'm cool and sick and hot and fun. But I didn't really know like how I can get myself in it, because I kept having this thing that I was like, more me. But remember, I'm kind of busted. I had a lot of acne. I was pretty chubby, and I just wasn't really finding the confidence and the love of being able to throw myself in this content, even though I'm the mastermind behind it. Like it was a very kind of like parallel thinking. That's not paradox. Is that a paradox? I don't know. So my senior year, I graduated, and I didn't remember, it was actually a rude awakening, that the account is going to be taken away from me because I am starting to keep looking. I have PTSD. Is going to be taken away from me because I don't go to the school anymore. Like they are going to take it and give it to the next person who is, younger, who's going to run this account. I will say the most fun thing about this account, though, is that it was anonymous. So my face was not on it at all. It didn't have me in the bio whatsoever. So like the way that I would subtweet people in memes, and like it would go viral, people would tag everybody wearing that shirt on that day, because like I saw the guy that I liked wearing it, and I would make a meme about it. Like it was like the modern gossip girl. Like, yeah, I don't even know. Anyway, I decided my senior year, what's happening? I decided my senior year that I'm going to make another meme account, because I was like, I need this account. Like what? This is my whole livelihood. Like I was finally getting traction. I had a bunch of followers, and like, obviously they didn't know it was me, but like I was creating something that was just kind of going to be, was taken away. And, that's how the job went, and that's how it works when you're a social media manager. You run an account and keep its health as long as you possibly can, and then you must depart from it. But I was like, no, I want that for me. So I turned to my senior roommate at the time. She's not senior citizen. My roommate when I was a senior, Greer. Shout out Greer. We created a meme page. I was like, I want to make a meme page. Like, what do you think I should do? And she and I came up with this funny idea, and we made this account, and it was like relatably unstable, and it was just like a drunken meme account. It was kind of like a call her daddy vibe, and we ran that page for like about a year and a half, maybe 2 years. It did really well for what it was. Like, again, reels were extremely new, and we were just like a random account. And I think we got like maybe like 20 or 30K in the first, no, maybe 10K in the first year. It went quick, I will say. We got there very quickly, just for being a random account with no face, which is very hard to do. You know, people want to follow a person, so having like just a thing to get a follow, yeah, I don't think about that. So I remember the account did well. I was very happy about this. We had comments and reposts from Miley Cyrus. Yeah, you heard me. And Paris Hilton. Yep. This was also like kind of like in the peak of COVID. We were popping off. So I think everyone was just like on their phone and like we so happened to pop by. But like Miley Cyrus reposted it. First photo in her dump. I really liked the brand. I loved the brand. I loved how it looked. I loved the messages. I loved the memes that we were doing. That's exactly like on the nose of like what I wanted to do. But again, me. Like it kept coming back to me feeling like I wasn't getting like fulfilled with this exactly. Because I was like, wait, I want it to be me. Like I'm writing the funny stuff. It should be my face. So I jumped onto TikTok, and TikTok is a beast. Okay, if you're listening, I love you, but the algorithm is so difficult to crack that I was many moons about trying to go viral. I mean, my first video that went viral was about a guy, of course, this guy that I bought a Christmas gift for, and he broke up with me when I told him that, which, you know, looking back now, I would be like, girl, because I was very young. And this was like a guy that I maybe had like 3 dates with or so, but he didn't live in New York, so he was visiting me, and I was like, we're dating, and I ended up buying him a Christmas gift. And there's a lot of story times about that one, but that's a longer story that I'll have to share for next time. But that video pops off, and I was like, OMG, I could do this. So I start kind of hustling at TikTok. I'm still kind of running this relatably unstable meme page, but you know, it's only going so far. I like it, but I'm over memes. I want to be my face. So I continue with TikTok. I am eating shit most days, okay? I still have only recently maybe have reached a certain group that likes me, but like even then it's taken over like 5 years. Like it really is a hustle. I'm on TikTok. I'm posting videos. I'm bombing, but some people are seeing them because I'm hot, and people start commenting. I think I got like 2 or 3 comments saying like, stand up, you should do stand up, you should do comedy. And I'm like, oh my God, like this means that I should. And I was like, okay. So I decided to try it. I went to an open mic in October, maybe November. Yeah, maybe like November 2021. Let's say then. And I went to an open mic, bombed my literal cock in half. And then I went to an open mic every single day for essentially the rest of my life. I loved it. You are so bad at first, but it's such like a I want to get better that like, I mean, I was very addicted to the grind. I also was like, it's kind of like you're proving it to yourself a little bit. And there's definitely a lot of ego involved. But, you know, I was like, I'm funny. Like, what? They don't get it, you know, and it's a lot of writing and rewriting. And so I started in 2021. I live with roommates. These are my friends from high school. You know, we're all trying to be normal girls. And then I start leaving the house every night to be doing mics. And they're like, girl, we're doing crack cocaine and anal, and I'm over here like, no, I need to do 5 minutes in a basement with an incel that probably has a gun. Like, that's kind of how badly that I wanted it. Like, just to, you know, you need to, obviously you need to have drive for a lot of things, but the way that you need to grind when you really want something at first, and comedy is definitely like one of the hardest things to get into, just because not only, you know, is it like a social scene a little bit, but it is a lot of, you know, you have to write a lot. You need to actually be funny and be unique and original and do well and perform and make friends and get booked and get paid. Like it's a lot to do. And this is kind of why, you know, a lot of people that I have heard and seen about, you know, have been like, how do you get into it? How do you get into it? Like, you just gotta go. Like, it's there's really no way to be like, you gotta go to this mic and talk to this guy. Like, you kind of have to just find your own place in the scene. And that's just like how it unravels. At this time, when I got out of college, I got a full-time job. I immediately landed a full-time job, which I was so thankful for. I graduated in end of May, June, May. And I got my job offer in August. And it was because of the social media experience I had. I landed a social media manager position at a very small talent network based in LA. And I was so excited. I loved my team. We got along very well. That was my only corporate job, only full-time corporate job that I've ever had. And when I was with them, I learned so much about social media, and I grew all of their accounts, super viral. I remember when I left, I got fired, but when I was done, working there, I had accounts up to I think I got 1 million in a year, I believe was like my big thing, or like 2 mil or something. But I was like 8 down. Okay. So I kind of was like, I have this drive. I have this education about social media, and, I should be able to apply this to myself. So I was fired in, has to be April 2024, perhaps. Yeah. April 2024, I think. And I was fired, which is so funny at my current standing with them, because I love them and we are even closer now. But I was not doing the job. Okay. I was really into stand up, and my manager at the time was, he worked in comedy. So he was very understanding, not like, okay, you don't have to do work, but he knew kind of when I was going to step into the comedy space that things, might take off, or I might get really into it. So it was a kind of oh, we might knew this was going to happen, but there was I was fucking up. Okay. I just wasn't doing my work. And I do love them, and I still, love them, respect them, still follow them all, keep in touch, barely and rarely, but we keep in touch. And I just was like, yeah, if this isn't working out, I'm ready to go full time. And when I got fired, I was already doing very small brand deals here and there, but it wasn't anything enough to become income and actually pay my rent and to live alone and feed a fucking cat. So I got fired. I was already posting on my Instagram. I was already posting on my TikTok. TikTok is bombing, okay? TikTok is through the roof. TikTok is in the bunker, okay? The TikTok is not doing much. And I'm giving up on TikTok, and I'm focusing on Instagram. And I go quite hard on Instagram, I will admit. I go very hard. I'm posting every day. I think it was last spring. It actually kind of coincided with my getting fired. I had a video go viral. It was 8 mil. Not that that's not viral, but it's not a 25 mil. It did well, and it did well enough that I was able to get new followers that have never seen me before, and maybe went to my page, and I finally had some motion. Okay. I was stuck in 10K, 20K jail on Instagram. It was coming from a social media guru, and then doing my own page, and then being chopped, ugly, busted. I was sick, because I was I'm doing all the best practices. I'm doing everything that I know. How the fuck is this not working? Finally got a little movement, got some motion in the ocean, and I was elated. I immediately was bye. I was waiting for this. And I think my biggest thing about, growth, and whether it's, comedy, content, or, fitness, or any goals that you want to achieve, it really is just consistency. That's really just the answer. If you just keep doing it, and you keep showing up, and you keep wanting it as much and as hard as you do, you're gonna get it. And when you do get closer to it, or see a little sliver of light, which is what I did. I saw a really viral video. I was go time. And I was already extremely consistent. But then when this happened, I was oh, now I'm just going to cruise. I've already been kind of working up this stamina and this drive to be able to keep it so steady, just waiting for this. And then when I got it, I found a lot of success. I think if there's anything you can take away from this is, one, consistency is the key. That saying that's you don't, as I'm saying this, and do I even know it? It's not you don't even have to be the smartest person in the room. You just have to want it bad enough. Like, I think what I think I've heard it in comedy, like, you don't need to be the funniest. Like, you just need to, like, do the most. Does that make sense? Like, you don't have to be, the smartest person in the room, but as long as you're, like, doing the work, it'll work. I mean, I was doing well. Like, this was I was on a soapbox, and then now it's crackling because I don't know. But it's like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, if you don't have to be the best at something. As long as you keep doing it, like, I think the saying is that, like, drive, consistency, work ethic overrides talent. Obviously, if you're talented, you'll get seen. Not saying don't be talented, but, like, the people that do more work and the people that can put out more or work out more or date more or do these things, like, the people that do this more, the frequency more, are going to go farther than the people that are very talented and didn't do anything with it, or are very, like, could have this but didn't do anything. Like, as long as you're, like, keeping doing something, I think that's the key. That sounded weird. It sounded a little weird. It sounds like a little, like, depressing, but consistency. That's what I meant to say. Consistency is key. 2 is momentum is also key. Just always be ready. I think in general, just, like, I don't know, be prepared. Like, kind of like manifest in a way. Like, I just feel like you can kind of be like, oh, when I get here, I have everything ready. That's kind of my thought on that. If I could do it, you can do it. But I kind of just wanted to share a little bit about my background and how I got here, because I really appreciate you guys tuning in. I appreciate you guys tuning in and watching me and following. I understand that it is a different platform. Welcome to YouTube. And going, I'm never on YouTube, I'll admit it, unless I'm watching someone specifically. And now you are me. So, I do appreciate the love and support. And if you ever come to a show or ever, commented and tagged a friend in my video or sent me anything nice, I appreciate you. And I'm so excited for more of these videos. I think we're going to evolve nicely. But today I just wanted to give a little bit background of who I am and kind of a little inspiration and just some food for thought that a young girl like myself is saying anything is possible. So that's when you know it is. But anyway, I'm going to leave and refresh my phone and see if that guy had DM'd me, because in the end, it all comes down to my love life. I'm kidding. I love other things too. But that's actually why I even spoke about this, because I was annoyed about him. I was annoyed about my week last week, all relating to dating and men and then this breakup. And I'm like, girl, like, I'm like living in a castle. Not really, but, like, I have a good life and I am, doing well. And we just have to remember that, because everything else is white noise. Okay. I think that is it for me, but I will see you guys next week. And please let me know, what do you want to hear about next? I have a lot of stories to tell. So I am excited, but thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next week.